Here's one. So you set boundaries and they press those boundaries. You respond in the way you just advised us so wisely. And that sets off a reaction in them, and an anger reaction or whatever. And they're really responding to being called out in a way. And I mean, I guess that's a whole new topic, but any advice for when that happens in this little dialogue we're talking about?
It takes courage, right? To call it out and to have that conversation, and it's uncomfortable. And yet you're already uncomfortable. Right?
That's true. You know, you got to take this to where it has to go, right? I mean, you don't just want to take the first step and then lose it in the aftermath of it. So you just hang in there, I guess. And
what I love about this discussion is, and you've probably experienced this when you have a friend or loved one who's upset about something, and they're not recognizing that there are two people in a conversation. It's always that person did that person, and they're not necessarily recognizing that they are part of the communication stream. And it almost, they're giving as Teresa said, giving the power away and not taking responsibility for their part in the communication process. So I like this balance of, being honest, which of course takes courage, and just realizing that it's never one-sided. And I just think that's important. So Teresa, I love what you said about that we all have manuals. So how do we figure out where we have those manuals and what do we do about it?
Such a good question, Danielle. And we also have manuals for ourselves. The one thing we haven't touched on is the relationship with ourselves that we have. And so many people have such a toxic relationship with themselves. So maybe that's another topic for another day, but it does help to monitor the thoughts, hear that self-talk and ask yourself, would you say that to any other person that you care about? And the answer is so often, absolutely not. So we have manuals for other people. We have manuals for ourselves. And so often they're not helpful. So one thing we can do is think about someone in your life, write down their name, and then write in detail exactly how you would like them to behave, what you would like them to do, and write down why you want them to behave in this way. And then we kind of have to ask ourselves, how would you get to think and feel if they behave that way? So the truth is, you can think and feel however you want now, right? Why are you giving them all that power? How would your thoughts change about them if they behaved this way? And do we want to force people to behave certain ways, even if they don't want to, right? Do you want someone taking out the trash because you're making them take out the trash? Or do you want, right? Is it maybe more worthwhile to take it out yourself instead of being angry about it?
I can see people at the altar for their wedding vows, exchanging their vows and exchanging their manuals.
Oh, so good.
If they got that far, they should have exchanged them a whole lot sooner than that.
Burn the manual altogether.
Yeah, or burn it, but maybe read it first, just so you get an insight. Like the trash may be, it makes me nauseated. I feel like I'm not loved. I feel like someone is there to take care of those kind of things, and it makes me feel safe and secure. That sort of stuff. It's a lot deeper than just take out the papers and the trash.
Yeah. It's what do you make it mean when they don't?
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Expert indeed.
And great relationship advice. This exercise should be done for anybody in a relationship, just to whether to strengthen it or if there's issues. Either way, I just love that as a writing exercise to sit down and write their name. What manual, what have you created for them that may or may not be true, I think can be so helpful in understanding the people that we interact with. I love that.
See, this is why Danielle and I are such good and excellent and articulate and good-looking people. We work with Teresa, who makes us so much better.
Right, clearly.
Wow. No, this was pretty profound, Teresa, and I appreciate it.
You've been listening to Dr. Roger and Friends, The Bright Side of Longevity.
If you like the show, please rate and review, and be sure to click to follow.